Hello, class. Today we're looking at 9.2, ordered pairs. Now, when we talk about or speak of ordered pairs, pairs indicate two. Ordered means there's a particular order. In this case, our ordered pairs come in two, and the order they come in is X and then Y, okay? Just like our alphabet, X comes before Y, okay? So then when we think of ordered pairs, X and Y, we are speaking of a grid, okay? And on this grid, we have an X line or an X axis, and then we have a Y line or a Y axis. So then X comes before Y, okay? And so therefore, when we are doing ordered pairs, we go left to right, then up or down. Left to right, up or down, or right to left, down or up, depending on the ordered pair. In this case, our ordered pairs are in our positive zone, okay? All our numbers are positive. But as you grow in your mathematical knowledge, you will realize that there are other zones as it relates to the coordinate grid, we call this, okay? So here we have one plane we're dealing with. They're all positive numbers. Positive meaning to the right, and then positive meaning upward or above the horizon, okay? So now, let's take a look. In this case, A, they gave us an example. A has 2, 3 as an ordered pair. X is our 2, and 3 is our Y. So to find A, first we must find 2 on the X line. Here's the X line, so we find 2. All right, then 2 represents this line all the way up, okay? Just like Y1 all the way up. 3, 4, okay? These lines represents, think of it like pathways or streets, okay? All right, and then Y goes across, okay? These are the lines, or the grid lines for Y, and they're numbered. So then we find the number 2 on the X, and we travel on the 2 line until we meet 3. And there we find A, okay? That's how we locate, find a location on a grid, okay, using X and Y coordinates. All right, we're doing even numbers. We want to find the coordinates of B. So when we find B is here, okay? So now, we travel along the x-axis until we get to the path or the number line 5 that travels up to B. So 5 would be our x coordinate here, and we travel until we meet, locate the point where B is located, and we discover that that is on the line 7 of the Y axis. So those are our coordinates for B. Let's take a look at D. When we locate D, we travel along the X until we find the coordinate on the X axis that is on the line, okay, where D, point D is located. So here is 9. We travel up until we get to the Y line, which is 3. For F, we travel 6 until we get to 5. Okay? And so those are our coordinates. All right? So now, let's move forward. Here, and instead of locating, we are now going to place points on our grid, okay? So on 8, we want to place a point R by finding the location 0, 4, x 0, 4, y. So here we are, the X line, and we are located at 0. Then we travel until we get to line 4 on the y-axis, and there we place our point and the letter R. Okay, number 10. We travel till we get to our X2. Here's 2, and we travel upward until we get to Y1. So we have 2, Y1, point M, okay? And then here, Q, we have X is our 1, 5 is our Y. So X is our 1, and we travel upward to 5 here and place Q, okay? And that's how that's done. Now let's take a look at number 14. Number 14 says, what is the difference between Kip's Pizza and the bank? Well, here is Kip's Pizza, and here is the bank. So if we were to find Kip's Pizza traveling along the x-axis, we would travel to 2 for our x, up to 8 for our y. To find the bank, we would travel along our x-axis 8, will be 8, and travel upward to 8 on the y line, okay? So now, we have discovered that we have 2, 8, and we have 8, 8. So it asks, what is the distance between the two? So when we are locating the distance between the two, we would need to know the difference. So if we traveled from 2, 8 to 8, 8, how far did we travel? Well, let's see. If we start at 2, 8 and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we realize that we move 6 steps or 6 blocks or 6 units to the right, okay? So the difference between these two is 6, and we call these units, okay? The distance between each intersection, we call it units. So we move 6 units. Now, another way we could have done this is we could have simply taken 8, 8, and then that was the coordinates for bank, and 2, 8, the coordinates for Kips. And we could have seen that the difference between the y was 0, but the difference between the x's was 6. So we know then that we had 6 units, okay? And so therefore, that's how we do that, okay? See you shortly.